You are welcome to this channel. This channel is specifically devoted to godliness and spirituality. Godliness and spirituality, especially as we approach the 12th hour in the history of mankind. The 12th hour in the history of mankind. This channel is exclusively devoted to godliness and spirituality. So we want us to follow us in this particular channel as we explore, because we need to be prepared. We need to have what we call checklists or alarm bells. So we're going to give you things that you are going to write out or paste them anywhere as your checklist, because we are fast approaching the 12th hour. We are fast approaching the last point in the history of mankind. And so as we get to that point where, whether some call it the time where everything will start all over again, they call it the great reset, they call it whatever they call it the end of the world, they call it renewal, they call it whatever they call it. That is the 12th hour in the history of mankind. So as we approach that 12th hour, we want to give you checklist. We want to give you a checklist of some of the things, or all the things that will be happening as we move on. If you like, put them as your alarm bells so that you will be on the guard and you follow us as we prepare on godliness and spirituality, because this is very important. The spiritual controls the physical. The spiritual controls the physical. So you have to key into the spiritual realm in order to know where you're going to be and how things are going to unfold in the physical realm. You have to know that. So we're going to give you checklist, or whether you call it fact check, whatever you call it. We're going to give you that. Now, number one, we're going to see, as we approach that, we're going to see great betrayers, treachery, and apostasy. Great betrayers, treachery, and apostasy. We're going to see great lying, great hypocrisy, and great falsehood. You are going to see great deceptions and manipulations. We are going to see great persecution and anguish. Great persecution and anguish. We are going to see great controversy, great conflicts, great wars, and great destructions. We are going to see great oppressions, great depressions, and great repressions. We are going to see great idolatry, great immorality, and great bloodshed. We are going to see great economic depression and financial distress all over the world, all over on the surface of the earth. We are going to see great political and social tensions, great religious bigotry, or call it bigotry, blasphemy, and tensions. We are going to see great shakings of heavens and the earth. Great shakings of the heavens and the earth. We are going to see great darkness and blackness. Whether they call it 3 days of darkness, we call it 40 days of darkness. We are going to see great darkness. It's not that all of a sudden you are going to see that this one is a special darkness and blackness on the surface of the earth. We are going to see great pleasure seeking among the inhabitants of the earth. Now, however, we are going to see great learning, discovery, and knowledge. That is great technology and great scientific discoveries. We are going to see great divine revelations and redemption. Great divine revelations and redemption. We are going to see great gathering of God's people. We are going to see great renewal, great restoration, and great deliverance of God's people. And so you are going to use this as your checklist, as your fact list, as your fact check. As we approach the 12th hour, you should not be taken off guard. You have to be on guard to know the things that are rolling out and to prepare yourself as we approach the cataclysmic end of the age. It's going to be a cataclysmic end. It's going to be, whether some call it the war of Gog and Magog, the war of Armageddon, but it's going to be a cataclysmic end. Now you see the powers that had nuclear weapons preparing. Okay, you see this power that have stockpile of nuclear weapons, thousands of nuclear weapons, and despite the fact that they have stockpile of nuclear weapons, other nations that have also stockpile of nuclear weapons, they are poking on the nose of this particular nation that has stockpile of nuclear weapons, despite the fact that they know the implication, they know the disastrous end, they know the effects of that. That if these two should move, if the two groups with stockpile of nuclear weapons should clash, it's going to be a very, very, very annihilation of human race on the surface of the earth. But still, they know that, and they are pushing forward to that particular war. That is where we are. And of course, the ones that are not within this particular range, the ones that are not like people in Africa, they are saying, oh, it doesn't concern us. But they are going to see great distress. They are going to witness great distress. They are going to witness great starvation, great pestilence all over. Because when it affects one part, especially those ones who have stockpile of nuclear weapons, invariably is going to affect the rest of the world. So we are bringing this out so that we can be on the lookout. We can have this as a checklist as we approach that, and we follow us as we systematically unravel things that will be happening. We have started with the Genesis because we wanted to start with the Genesis. We wanted to start with the beginning of the beginning, and then we move to the end of the end of the ending. And so as we tap into the supernatural realm, as we key into the one who created the universe and who knows the end from the beginning, the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last, the one who declares the end from the beginning. As we key into his spirit for this revelation, we want you to also follow us as we get step by step to this, and you will not be taken off guard. You will not be taken aback. You will be with us as we march on to that. So please key in as we step by step march on to this, and you fact check things that will be happening as we move on the surface of the earth. They say the stage is set. The stage is set. The stage is set. The stage is set. Join us.